Welcome back to my 5 favorite people. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Now today we're going to be talking about Robinhood's Robo Financial Advisor managed accounts. So that's a whole mouthful to say, but I'm super excited to bring this to you. I have the regular managed investing account, the brokerage account, and I also have a managed Roth IRA. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm holding, what it looks like, and if you guys are interested in actually getting one of these managed accounts, I'm going to show you guys the process and exactly what it is. So if you guys like content like this, and if you love my personality, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. But without too much more talking, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and show you what everything looks like. So as you guys can see, oh, look at that. I love the fact it's already saying something is wrong. Let's refresh this. Okay, so the first thing you guys are going to see, this is my managed Roth IRA. Now, whenever it says managed, this is simply just saying, this is managed. This is rebalanced by Robinhood themselves. And I'm actually very excited to show you. I've been working on this video for a while. As you guys can see, I do have $2,013 inside this account. And if I go over to my actual investing account and show you guys my managed investing account, no, this one's actually the other account. I need to change this one. Manage investing accounts. You guys can see this is my managed brokerage account. So I'm going to go through and show you guys the holdings and everything. But before I do so, I'm actually going to show you guys what Robinhood Strategies actually is. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So it's super easy to set up. I will say, if you already have a Robinhood account, it is actually very simple, very easy. Simply just download the Robinhood app if you don't have it, and you guys can create an account. It's going to ask you some basic tax information like your social security number, your date of birth, your address, what your income is. It's going to ask you what your job is, just to make sure you guys are complying with FINRA. You guys are not actually working in the financial advisor space because they don't want any type of insider trading going on. But this is the actual website. This is Robinhood Strategies that work harder so you don't have to. You can see this is what it looks like, and it actually is amazing, their actual strategy. So I'm going to bounce back and forth between this screen and also the actual Robinhood screen. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. First thing that I absolutely love about this the actual managed account, they give you like a projection calculator. You guys see this right here, it says future. So currently right now I've deposited $1,161. I actually have $500 pending, so that may not be the best one. Let me do my retirement account, because this will be a little bit better. Okay, so this one has $2,013. I can actually click on future. You guys can actually see, and this is what I love about this thing, because it shows you what your value will be in the actual future. So as of now, a one-time contribution of $2,000, which has already been into the account. If I add nothing into this account for the next 30 years, my account is probably going to be around $31,000. There's a range between $8,000 to $126,000. And that's simply just compounding interest. I add no money to this account. This is pretty much what I would make, because what I did was I actually set my retirement strategy to retire at 50 years old. So at the age of 52, which I would be in about 30 years, I would have close to this range right here. But that is the contributing no more money. Let's just say you guys know it's $7,000 per year for the Roth IRA contribution. So let's just do 7,000 divided by 52, because there's 52 weeks in a year. Let's say we're depositing $134 every single year. So what we're going to do is a monthly contribution. Oh, we got to do monthly. Okay, so let's do 7,000 divided by 7,000 divided by 12. So $583. So let's just say we do a monthly contribution of 500. I don't think it'll let me do exactly 500. It'll let me do 550. So now, as we can see, if we do nothing else, and all we do is I simply just take out $500, it takes it out of my bank account every single month, $550. At the time of retirement, my portfolio will be worth, its same future projection be $1.1 million with a range of $400,000 to $3.3 million. Now, I know that is a big range, but it's giving you from the highest to the lowest point. But it's saying future projection, your portfolio is pretty much going to be worth $1.1 million. And I think that is amazing. That's amazing. You guys can see it's actually very cool. You guys simply don't have to do much. All you do is simply deposit your money, and Robinhood actually goes through and does the hard work for you. Now you're probably wondering, okay, how does it even do the hard work for me? What are you even talking about? So once you guys actually deposit money, let's say it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, this is the managed Roth account. If I go and show you guys the regular actual investing account, what that one looks like, I'm gonna switch over. Like for example, I actually deposited $500. It's actually pending right now, so my account balance does show the 500. Once you guys deposit it, it actually goes straight into cash. You guys can see $503 is sitting inside of cash right now. Once it is actually deposited, it then gets it literally gets diversed into all these different stocks. Look at this. you have this right here. You can go into the growth stocks. It shows you exactly what you're invested into. Google, your allocation, which is $18. Apple, 1.34%. Equity, 15.52. It goes all the way down. You can see exactly what you're invested in. These are all the growth stocks. If we go over to the large cap, you can see we are in IVV. The value, you can see what else we're in. Bank of America, the mid caps, we're getting some more exposure and equality. We're in a lot of different things, and that's just the actual U.S. growth side of things. And if we go over to the bonds, we also are in SGov, so that's great. You can see I do have some equity in bonds market. We also have international stocks. We get exposure to the emerging market, to Europe, Japan, commodity stocks. I think that is literally perfect. So, and the best part is it actually gets rebalanced monthly, so you guys don't even have to change this yourself. If you don't know what that means, imagine, let's say you put $100 into one stock, and then that stock goes up in value, and now your one stock you put $100 in is now worth $115. What Robinhood does, it actually auto rebalances it, so you don't even have to do it yourself. So you're gonna take the $15 you made in profit, take that 15, then disperse it across your other portfolio, so that way you are now equally balanced back out. So that way you are not overbalanced in a certain area, or you're not overly exposed in a certain area. It's great. And there's so much I want to cover in this. So it's going to be a little bit longer video. That's the main cusp of the actual video, or the main cusp of the actual account. But let's go ahead and dive into exactly what it is, talk about the fees, talk about what you guys should be looking for, and if this is a good or a bad thing, even if it's even worth it. Let's see. So here is Robinhood strategies. As you guys can see, define your financial goals with the Robinhood strategies to deliver a tailored, expert managed portfolio, follow current market trends, and always know why your money moves, and invest with confidence. So you can go through and explore strategies. What that means is you guys can actually go through and create your actual risk tolerance. For example, if I want to go through and change it, it's a little bit harder to do on the actual computer. On the phone, it makes it a lot easier. Because with the phone itself, what you guys can do, I know you can kind of see it's a little bit hard. Let me make sure I can actually show you guys on my screen. Okay, so from the screen right here, you guys can actually see if I scroll to the bottom and I go to the very bottom where it says adjust portfolio, I can actually update my investor profile. In doing this, I actually can go through, I can change my time horizon, I can change my risk tolerance and investing goal. For my time horizon, I actually went and put 10 years plus because I know I'm not going to be needing this money for at least 10 years. For my risk tolerance, I actually went with the highest risk tolerance. I didn't want like the slowest. I wanted the most aggressive risk tolerance, but also getting captured to the upside potential. And then also the investing goal is going to be a grow. Like I don't want necessarily income in this portfolio. I want to get as more of a growth portfolio. And then another thing you guys can really do, that's really cool. Go to adjust portfolio and then click on restrict individual stocks. And let's say there's a certain stock you guys don't want to invest in. Let's say you love all the other ones, but you don't want to invest into Tesla. What you can do is you can actually pull up Tesla, and then you can see it does say not in portfolio. I can actually go through and adjust it, and I can actually choose, I can swipe left to restrict the stock, which is, I think is pretty cool. I actually clicked out of it. So if I want to actually restrict the stock, I can literally just go over here and actually just swipe and restrict it. But I'm not going to restrict NVIDIA. I actually really do love NVIDIA. I think that is really cool though. So if there's a certain sector you guys don't want to be invested in, you can simply just restrict it, and it does a great job. Now back to the screen to show you guys what I was talking about. Now, cutting edge tech meets human expertise, timely market insights, get the full context and deeper understanding of each portfolio adjustment, expert minds and experience. Our team has a combined 45 years plus of experience with high net worth and institutional clients. So you guys can see, pretty cool design. Now, here's the basic control. Here's what I was telling you guys right here. The more control, toggle any stock on or off to keep your portfolio aligned with your preferences. So if something is too volatile for you, like, hey, this moved my portfolio way too much, I'm going to turn it off. And maybe I'll turn it back on, and if the market pulls back up, it is great. Because let's say the market is taking a big drop, and you're like, hey, I don't want to be super over leveraged into these huge tech stocks. Let's turn them off for about a month or so. And you can turn them back on whenever it actually picks back up. And Robinhood is going to actually rebalance it to fit that actual allocation once you turn it back on, which is really cool. More opportunity for market to take advantage of the market moves with a mix of stocks and also ETFs. You guys know having ETFs and stocks is a great thing. With the stocks, you get a little bit more volatility, so you get the more upside and also downward exposure. And with ETFs, you guys can kind of track a fund or an index, which is pretty cool. More advanced model, adjust your earnings potential, and Monte Carlo simulations. Here is the main thing. A lot of you guys were asking what the fees look like. So if you guys do have Robinhood Gold, you guys are only going to have a 0.25% no matter how much money you guys actually have invested. So if you have a $1 million account invested, a $500,000 or literally just a $500 account, you're going to get that 0.25%. But if you don't have Robinhood Gold, this is where it gets a little tricky. I personally recommend, not financial advice, I'm not sponsored by Robinhood. I personally recommend getting the Robinhood Gold because it's only $5. It's either $5 or $10 a month. I don't know off the top of my head. But look at this, $125. You can see right here. If you have a $50,000 account, you're going to be paying $125 in annual fees. If you have a $100,000 account, you're paying $250. A $500,000 account is going to be paying $1,250 per year in account fees. Now, if we just take that in consideration, let's say, for example, I want to retire in 30 years. Let's take 30 times 1250. That is $37,000 that I would essentially be using right now if I didn't have Robinhood Gold for the next 30 years. And I want you guys to also see, if I were to take that money and go to the future right here, and let's say we actually use this exact amount that I was going to be using in fees, $37,500, and we go to a one-time deposit of $37,000. We're going to go 37,000. My portfolio in the next 30 years would be worth $600,000 simply due to the fact of just fees. I'm not even adding a monthly contribution. All I'm doing is taking the fees that I'll be taking for literally 30 years from not having Robinhood Gold. My account will go from the current value of $1,160 to literally $600,000 between a range of $2.4 million just off of fees, you guys. That's insane. Robinhood Gold is there. It's worth it. It's literally like $10 or $5. It's literally worth it. Or you guys can get the yearly plan and you save $10 every year. It's worth it, I'm telling you. And if you guys are traders and stuff like that, you do option trading, it's even better. But you guys can actually see with the simulation, you guys can actually go through and change things. So for example, I can do a monthly deposit for this account. With this one, my monthly, I'm actually going to stick to around $2,500 for this account. I'm just going to have it kind of just pull out $2,500 every month into the account. So what I can look at is see exactly how much my account's going to be worth with $2,500. We can see right here. So 30 years from now, it's projected I'm going to have around a $5 million portfolio. So that's, pretty cool. It definitely starts to compound. You can see these smaller months, nothing too crazy. But after year 20, that compounding starts jumping like crazy. It's insane. So yeah, I'm going to have it actually take out a monthly deposit, $2,500. I won't touch this thing. It literally would just take it on my bank account. If I get some extra funds, I may throw it in this. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Back to the actual website. You are in on the tax advantages. We strategically choose which shares to sell and minimize your taxable gain, which is great. I know you guys had a lot of questions about the taxes, which to hold for a long-term tax advantage. Hold your gains, harvest your losses. For holdings bought in, we'll aim to incorporate them to a limit taxable gains. And as the year ends, it will total your gains and losses so you can harvest any losses, which is perfect. As we are now entering into a down market, I know a lot of people are tax harvesting, especially in the crypto side of things. You guys are trying to get those tax harvests, claiming your losses, maybe selling something and then actually buying back in just to harvest it is a loss. As we are entering in closer to the end of this year, as we are coming closer to tax time, you guys can get some of those tax benefits, which is pretty cool. Here are some frequently asked questions. You guys can actually go down through here and ask some of this stuff. You can see exactly how can I fund my account. You can just transfer outside assets, or you guys can simply just deposit things. What is the minimum investment? Less than $500 will be invested in portfolios of the ETFs. 500 or more will be invested in a mix of exchange traded funds. Management fees, how are they charged? You guys can see. Go through and check out all this stuff. Will I need to access an advisor? No. Who are the advisors behind? Boom. Go through, learn this stuff, you guys. It's pretty simple, but what I personally recommend, not financial advice. I always tell you guys, if you're going to learn something, dive into it. Actually learn it. Go actually see what it's like. That's what I personally recommend. But you guys can see this is the account. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys what each individual holding looks like. And that's going to be it for the video. I just want to show you guys I am in the most aggressive portfolio. I'm looking for a long-term scale, and I'm also looking for more of a growth side of things. Now, with my Roth and also my regular individual account, they both have the exact same holdings because I have the exact same time horizon. So let's go through and see exactly what we are invested in, and we're going to walk through this. So first thing is going to be the U.S. stocks, and I can actually show you guys what the actual equity is looking like for each one. So this is Google right here. You guys can see We are now currently up. Today's return is $2. The total return is up $2.75, which it does get monthly rebalance. You guys cannot sell. You guys cannot buy things. Robinhood actually does it on its own. But if you guys needed the money, you actually need to sell, you can always sell your funds. So for example, I have $1,000 in my regular investing account. If I need to sell that money, you can definitely sell that money. You don't have to actually hold on to it. Yeah. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't see a sell button. How do I sell? You can sell, okay? You just contact support. You can still always sell your stuff. You'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so back to this. We also have Apple. You guys can see Apple's doing pretty. We're up 4 cents. I can go through all these. Amazon, you can see what it's holding. It's up 20 cents. We can literally just go through all these. Nvidia, I'm not going to go through all of them, but you guys can see pretty much exactly how this thing works. Walmart, it has some great companies. Look at that. Pretty cool. And it just gets automatically rebalanced. Uber, nice. I love it. Now, my question is, and I actually have not been holding on for this for a while, is will you receive dividends? Some of these actual companies, like for example, with Apple pays out dividends. Where's Apple at? Right here. So on top of that, you're going to get paid out dividends once this thing actually pays out. Now, I have not received any dividends, but once they do pop up, it should show down here in the history section. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I actually have not gotten paid out dividends, but once I do, I'll let you guys know. But it is pretty cool. You guys can actually go through, see all the different companies that you guys own in here. You can see there's iShares, IVV, Meta's in there. Very nice regional banks. It's amazing. It's great. So that's going to be the full, guide exactly how to use these managed accounts. I'm going to update you guys. I'm going to keep you guys updated so you guys can see right now at the time of recording, November 17th, 2025, my managed Roth IRA has $2,013.11. I actually have a monthly contribution that is actually going out. I think it takes out, I want to say 134 per week. Let me see if it shows on here. How do I contribute? Maybe no. I want to say it takes out $134 per week. It doesn't show. Maybe it'll show on my phone, but I have it actually going through because you guys can actually go through and set up a recurring contribution. That's actually what I have. It simply just takes the money out every single week, so that way I don't have to worry about it. I would do monthly, but I'm just like, hey, I might as well just go ahead and do a weekly, so that way I can just take the money out. Okay, let me see if it actually shows on here. Recurring contributions. Okay, maybe in accounts. We're gonna go to notifications. Nah, it doesn't show on here. It's all right, but just know I do have a recurring contribution that does come out. It's 100. It pretty much will max out my Roth IRA every single year. So that's that. And then there's my Roth. And then if I were to show you guys also, like I said, back to my investing account, you guys can see exactly what the managed account looks like. It is holding $1,160. So I will keep you guys updated so that you guys know exactly how this thing performs when dividends come in, and we'll see if this thing actually beats out VOO and chill, because I know a lot of you guys are just like, hey, I'm gonna put everything into VOO, I'm gonna chill. We'll see if this thing actually can outperform it. I'll keep you guys updated. If you guys like content like this, like I always tell you, like it's in your wheelhouse, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. But I'm not gonna hold you guys up too much longer. Catch you guys here soon. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you guys can get more content just like this.